Hey TechKnowStuds! When you double-click a Microsoft Word document, it opens up Microsoft Word. When you double-click a PDF document, it opens up a PDF reader. Your computer knows what programs created or what programs can read these different documents. But there has to be a mechanism that tells the computer what type of document it is. So in this lesson, let's cover what mechanism that is, and it's called extensions. Extensions are the letters that come after the period in one of our files. For instance, if we see a .txt, that's a text document. Or if we see an RTF, that's a rich text format. I'm on my demo laptop and I'm going to right-click on this screen and I'm gonna say new, and we're gonna create a new text document. And we're just gonna call this test doc. And we'll leave it at that. So, and as you can see, it's got a certain icon that looks like a page. And if I open this up, it knows to open it up in Notepad. So the computer knows that this is a Notepad document, or Notepad is what we want to use to edit that. The extension shows up at the end of the name. So this document right here, the name is actually testdoc.txt. However, this operating system hides the .txt at the end. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to see that. So I'm going to do a show file extensions, and so we'll hit enter on there, and I'm going to shrink this down a little bit so we can actually see this. So right now it's hidden, but if I were to turn this on to show file extension, watch what happens to this document. So I'm going to turn it on, and now it's .txt. So that's what's being hidden right here. Now let's do a little experiment. Let's actually delete that .txt. So I'm going to go in here and let me change the name of this. I'm going to delete the .txt and hit enter. And it says, warning, if you change this, the file name extension, the file might become unusable. And I'm going to still proceed. So there we go. Now it loses its document look. That is, it doesn't look like, it still looks like a document, but doesn't have words on it. And then if I were to open this up, it wouldn't know what program to open it up in. And then I've got a few options here that it could actually open this program up. I'd have to choose which option I want. And so I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to .txt, put that extension back on it, hit enter. Notice it changes the look of that a little bit. And now if I double click on it, it knows to open this up in Notepad here. So that is the extension right there. Here are some common extensions that you might see out there: .odf, .doc, or .docx, which is interesting. It brings up the point that a lot of our extensions are just 3 characters like .doc, but it can have 4 characters like .docx. In fact, it actually can have many different characters to it. So we see a lot of different options here. PPT for PowerPoint, PDF for portable document format. We can see here there's extensions that are associated with images. JPEG is a big one that's out there. Same thing, GIF. So those are some common image ones. And we've got some video in there as well. We've got some audio formats here. We've got some scripts. We also have some compression formats there, or compression extensions there. When I right-click on this document, what happens is there's this open with, and I have options that I can open this with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the install process and actually install a program called Notepad++. I really love it for doing things like scripting and coding. And so I'm going to download that program so I can have another text editor on here. Now that I have Notepad++ installed here, I'm going to right-click this text document and open with and choose another app. And then I'm going to navigate this PC and choose the Notepad++. Now notice what happens here. I have the option now to choose Notepad or Notepad++. And so I can click one of these or the other one, and I can choose to do it just once or choose to do it always. If I select always, then always in the future, this text document will open or the .txt documents will by default open in that Notepad++. So let me just click on always and we'll see what happens here. you can see that the icon of this document right here is now changed to the Notepad++ document. Now, if I wanted to reassociate .txt files with the Notepad program rather than Notepad++, I could go through that same process and choose the different program. Or what I can also do is click on here and say default apps and hit enter. And what this is going to do is it's going to show me all of the extensions and all the default apps depending on what extensions there are. So what I'm going to do in this window is scroll down to where I get to the Notepad. Here's the Notepad and open it up. And here is the different files that are associated with Notepad. So .inf, .ini, .log. So one of them happens to be this text. And as you can see, it's associated with Notepad++. So instead, I can choose to associate that with a different program like Notepad, and I'll set that as the default. So this is another way that I could go about setting these extensions, correlating them with the default program that would then open it up. Notice now that my testdoc.txt is back to that Notepad symbol, that Notepad icon.